And the judge ruling today that prosecutors could introduce key evidence from just hours after the crash that killed Scott Wilson.
Again, we have team coverage tonight, led by News Channel 5 anchor Jay Cashmere at the Palm Beach County Courthouse. Jay?
Michael Shannon, a lot of evidence poured out today, specifically surrounding drugs and alcohol and how those substances were involved in this case, specifically surrounding John Goodman. But quite possibly, of all the 6 witnesses that took the stand today, the most important one was Tate Yateman. He was the state's toxicologist, and he just poured out a wealth of information today. Basically, what Yateman did was study and analyze the toxicology results. He basically came up with a list of how many drinks John Goodman had in his system prior to the crash and how many drinks John Goodman had in his system 3 hours after the crash when his blood was drawing. And we are talking about high levels of intoxication here. According to Tate Yateman, John Goodman had 12 to 13 drinks in his system at the time of the crash. Compelling testimony that jurors saw firsthand. Of course, the defense was right back grilling him, basically saying, where's your evidence? How are you getting all this information? It was a key component day, a very, very big day, another big day for the prosecution. I want to welcome in my colleague Alex Sands. He joins me from the other side of the Palm Beach County Courthouse. And when we talk about the alcohol and drugs and how that played a role today, we bring up prescription medication specifically surrounding John Goodman. And I know, Alex, this was a key component, one that was allowed into evidence today and certainly changed the dynamic of today's proceedings.
It sure did, Jay, and just before the lunch hour, the judge said, yes, you can ask these questions about the hydrocodone that was found in that toxicology report. This after initially saying that it might not come into evidence. Here's what happened. Last Friday night, that is when prosecutor Ellen Roberts discovered that there was a bottle of hydrocodone found in John Goodman's truck. They knew about it. Detectives just didn't tell her till last week. And so today, she brought this into evidence. A judge let me talk about this, and she did. And that toxicologist said that depending on when that hydrocodone was taken, that several things could have happened. That, yes, that could have been a possible factor in the impairment. You couple that with several drinks of alcohol, and you could have a significant impairment, as he told the jury this afternoon. There was a back and forth for a while of, do we include this, do we not? In the end, it came in, and that toxicologist said yes, this could have a significant impact on John Goodman.
Can you say with any sort of certainty, minuscule effect, moderate effect, great effect? Use the adjective you want if you can.
I can say that it could have a significant effect. There's certainly the potential if you put a therapeutic level of, as we were discussing, a therapeutic level of hydrocodone at this level, and even were to take 2 or 3 drinks, individuals can exhibit, in some instances, gross impairment.
The question then became, when did John Goodman take this hydrocodone, and did it in fact have an impact on what happened later on that night? The prosecution said that from what they had gathered, possibly he may have taken this the morning before the crash. But based on what the toxicologist learned, he thought maybe it could have been a little bit later in the day or possibly at a higher concentration than he told the nurse. And so the defense, a short time ago, fired back.
Mr. Yateman, can you tell us what the evidence is in this case that Mr. Goodman had anything more to drink than the 4 total drinks we've just talked about between the hours of 8 p.m. and 12:30 a.m.? I'm not asking for speculation, I'm asking for evidence.
No one stated that he consumed any more than that number of drinks, correct.
And so as his 7th day of the testimony wraps up here at the Palm Beach County Courthouse, we expect to have another round of intense questioning on Monday morning, hearing the medical examiner possibly could be the next person to call into the witness stand. From then, the defense picks up its case. Jay, we are told that the jury could get this case possibly by Wednesday into Thursday.
Alex Sands continuing our live coverage of the DUI manslaughter case against John Goodman from the other side of the Palm Beach County Courthouse. Alex, thank you very much. Picking up where Alex left off, it's going to be another busy week. The defense will be handed this case pretty much next week. And as Alex mentioned, this jury could have this case by Wednesday or Thursday if the timing is accurate. And hopefully by this time next week, we could have a verdict in this highly publicized case being watched around the country. Michael and Shannon will toss it back to you.